Good evening, Bahamas. You're tuned into MB12 Weekend, broadcasting from Cable 12 Studios on Robinson Road. Coming up tonight news, the Valley Boys win their third straight Junkanoo Parade. A man murdered overnight. We check on that 1 year after its implementation. And as always, we check out this week's cutest kids. I'm Paige McCartney. We've got those stories and more straight ahead on MB12 Weekend. Welcome once again to MB12. The results are in for the 2016 New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade, and after the dust settled, the Valley Boys edged out second place finishers, One Family, by only a half a point to once again win victory in the A category division. But there was also a major upset this year as 11-time champs for the B category Colors saw their victory snatched away by Junkanoo newcomers, the Genesis Warhawks. Here's Kyle Joaquin with the story.
In fourth place overall, A as in Apple Division. 84.476. Saxons, third place. Score 87.17. One Family. Second place. Score of 85.43. Roots. The winner is the Valley Boys. 87.78.
But moments later, the parade management team made contact with our news team and informed us that an error had been made. The One Family Warriors, despite being named third place finishers, were actually the runners-up, only a half a point behind the Valley Boys. One Family took home Best Music with their Bob Marley theme. After their first time competing on Bay Street in the B category, the Genesis Warhawks brought an end to the winning streak of defending B Group champs, Colors. And the group's show-stopping debut under the theme Genesis, Awesome Wonders of God, made them the clear winners, taking nearly all the categories in their division.
Third place. 69.87. Conquerors for Christ. Second place, 79.13. Colors, the winner in the B division, 84.42. Genesis. We got it. We got it. We got it.
It was the first time ever that a group in either the A or B category won the parade their first time around. Genesis Vice Chairman Jamiko Dean said the group was humbled by the win.
It's always great to be the champion. And, hats off to Mr. Justilian for his 11 consecutive straight victories. Our first time out competing in a B category, we're actually, we're elated, we're happy. The executive, the organization, down to our last member. Everyone is excited. Everyone was enthused. They were hyped about this parade. So, we just want to say, thank God first and foremost for giving us health and strength.
It goes to show that the Genesis brand is building, and it's gaining momentum and popularity throughout the nation. And that's what Genesis is all about, because we want to capture the hearts of everybody, the hearts and minds of everybody, to know that we are Genesis Warhawks of change, and not just Junkanoo, but change, hitting the communities and young persons at light.
In other news, police are searching for the suspects responsible for 3 separate shootings overnight that have left 1 man dead and 3 others recovering in hospital. The first incident, police say, happened shortly after 7 last night when a man was sitting in a vehicle parked in the front of a home on Plantal Street talking to another man when a gunman approached and shot both men before running off. The victims are in stable condition in hospital. Then later that evening, just after 9, a man was walking through a track road in Bel Air Estates off Carmichael Road when he was shot. That victim is also in stable condition. And then police say just before 2 this morning, a group of people was gathered outside a bar on Kemp and Wolf Roads when 3 gunmen approached and fired several shots at them before driving off in a white vehicle. A man was pronounced dead on the scene and a woman was transported to hospital where she remains in stable condition. That killing marks the first for 2016. Police investigations continue. Well, it's been nearly 1 year since value-added tax was implemented, with millions of dollars in taxes being collected over the past 12 months. Officials have labeled the implementation a success. Still, there are some hiccups along the way. Jasmine Brown has details.
Former co-chair of the now disbanded VAT Education Task Force, Edison Sumner, says while it was a smooth transition overall, there are still some lingering concerns.
There was a relatively smooth implementation. Of course, we're getting used to it. There's still people who, of course, are naturally concerned. We've been hearing some major concerns coming out of the real estate sector. We've heard concerns coming out of the insurance industry as well.
Sumner said Bahamians have become more accepting of the new tax. While the process has been relatively seamless, Sumner says there is room for improvement.
But for the most part, I think that VAT has been effectively implemented. And of course, we're going to see whether there's some tweaking that's going to be required.
But he added that there are still those who have their concerns.
We've been hearing some major concerns coming out of the real estate sector. We've heard concerns coming out of the insurance industry as well. We are still looking at those and seeing how we can best address those issues.
The VAT Education Task Force was launched in October 2014. For nearly a year, they have sponsored educational campaigns to ensure the businesses are fully prepared to transition to this new tax system. And while the task force has been disbanded, Sumner says those involved are still working on solving those lingering issues.
There are still some questions that we have for the government that are on the table that we haven't put closure to yet, so we're still working on those issues as well. And there were also some other measures that were recommended prior to the implementation of VAT that still has not happened or haven't happened. So we're now pursuing those and seeing how we can best get those addressed in the shortest possible time.
VAT was introduced on January 1st at a rate of 7.5%. Although the new tax had a seamless implementation, many have questioned how the funds collected would be used. The government initially expected to collect $300 million in VAT following 1 year of implementation. But Minister of State for Finance Michael Halkitis said over the summer that projections show they will collect more than initially expected. According to the central bank's quarterly report released in July, tax revenues were boosted by 24.5% due to value-added tax. Reporting for NB12, I'm Jasmine Brown.